It's that time again, boys and girls. It is time for a tech setup tour. I have not done one of these since October of 2014, and the reason for that is, well, because I've been making lots of changes to it. When I'm ready to make a video, I change something else. So I'm done with changes for now, mostly. So I figure now is a pretty safe time to give you a tour of what is my bedroom and my gaming lair. So let's give it a first off by giving you a nice glance at the desk, now upgraded with 3 monitors and not a laptop sitting on the desk. So April of 2015, I got this computer secondhand from my uncle, and it's got a Core i7-920, which, for those of you who don't know, is a quad core with hyper-threading. I think it's at 2.6 gigahertz. Yeah, 6 gigs of RAM. I had a 640 gig hard drive in there and Windows 7 Ultimate, which I've kept. I have since added a newer power supply that has the 600 watt power supply, so I can actually run all the crap in there. And then I've added a 3 terabyte hard drive and a GTX 750 because I want to be able to game on it. And the factory Radeon 4000 series card was not good enough to even run Minecraft at low settings. So yeah. Above that, we have this TIAC radio that I got back in 2010. So that's, about 6 years old. And it's got 2 speakers on either side and a subwoofer down underneath. And it actually kicks out pretty good sound, and I like it. That's why I still use it. It beats the heck out of, crappier speakers. For when I game, I have the wireless Logitech G930s with the G430 ear cuffs on them, because I like the fabric better. And it's got its little USB thing on the desk there, so that's always nice. This is a off-brand Nintendo GameCube controller adapter, because it was the only one I guess they had when my mom shot for it for Christmas, but it works on Wii U and on PC right out of the box, which is nice. And I use it for playing, for emulating GameCube games on my computer, and for playing Smash on the Wii U occasionally. TV remote, nothing special. My cell phone, which is I'm going to cover my ID there. It's a Moto G First Gen. And it's held up pretty well. It's got a nice hairline crack down the middle of the screen. Well, it's right. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. Okay. Yeah, right down the screen is a hairline crack because accident happened to it. I didn't drop it. Anyway, got my cheap JVC earbuds. I really miss my amazing, I think they're Panasonic earbuds, but what happens, they broke. So I got those for $5 at Fred Meyer because I needed them before I went on a plane trip. Alright, so now we move to the 3 screens. This one was a freebie. I believe this was featured in the last video, actually. It was a freebie off my dad. He was clearing out inventory at work. Happened to have this laying around. Its power button's really mushy and it's really hard to make it work, but it turns on and off, and 1600 by 900 resolution, 20-inch screen, works plenty good as my primary monitor for playing games and whatnot. Obviously, I'd like better, but money is a thing. So this I got from my grandmother. It's an HP Pavilion F1703, and interesting story about these monitors is that I've heard that they're terrible and they never last. Well, this one's 13 years old and it's still kicking. So it gets a little warm up here. It's really warm right now. But nothing, terrible. This I got for $20 at the Washington State Surplus Store. It's used, and it works pretty good. It's an HP Compaq LA1751G. These are actually exactly what my school uses, and this actually came from the Tacoma School District, and was taken to the Washington State Surplus Store. I bought it. It was dirty and stuff, so I cleaned it off, but 20 bucks, 17-inch screen, 1280 by 1024 with DVI and USB hub in it. It's not a bad deal, man. I mean, yeah, it has a dead pixel here. It's hard to see, but it's there. This one also has a dead pixel in the corner. But you know what? I don't really care because I use these to like throw Skype or a web page on, or whatever. So, or like a YouTube video. Oh, whoop-de-doo! I see a white pixel. Oh no! Some people would die over that. And yeah, I'd probably be bugged by it if it were my primary screen, but it's not. So, don't really care. Same webcam I've been using for years. This is the C525 by Logitech. The cable's a little finicky, but it works. And it's got decent quality for video and audio, so, whatever. In terms of real audio, Blue Snowball microphone. It's awesome. I love the silver color. It's absolutely amazing. This keyboard is literally brand new. It's mechanical backlit keyboard. It's absolutely amazing. And actually, if I open the amazing software it comes with, it's actually really buggy and I don't like it, but whatever. It'll open in a second. You can customize the light for every key on the keyboard if you want, from any of the 16.8 million color spectrum. The viewfinder showing this is red, but it's definitely orange, and so is the keyboard. I hope that comes out in the video the way I want it to, but it may not, which is okay. Rest assured that is definitely orange, and that is also definitely orange, but cameras do weird things. By the way, I'm using a Droid 3 to record this. Anyway, this keyboard is awesome, and when I got it on sale for $70, I mean, like, are you kidding? It's got blue switches, so it's not the best, but it's certainly plenty good, way better upgrade over the crappy Microsoft keyboard I'd been using. Yeah, I really like it. Also has a really convenient button to lock the Windows key, so that you can't press the Windows key and accidentally exit your game, which is really, really, really nice. See how it works. I really like that feature. That has come hugely in handy when playing Dota 2. Because so many times instead of hitting Control, I hit that Windows key. Which also means that I can now map the Windows key to something, which is excellent. So that gives me another key on that side, in that general area to mount. Little knickknacks here. I've got Daisy and Bowser. Daisy's my favorite Mario Kart Wii character. Bowser, I've always just liked him. And then this came with a Lego set I got a long time ago, but I found all three of the characters and it's small enough, so I figured why not. This is the CPU for my first ever computer, which was a Pentium 4 rig with half a gig of RAM. I started making my videos on that, and this is the CPU that I ripped out of it before I junked it. I got my car keys, and drive my grandpa's old Oldsmobile 98. I believe it is a 95. I don't believe that. I know it is. And then this N, my grandmother bought me that at Disneyland, so I figured to put that on there as memory. Why not? But yep, car keys. VGA switch down here. This is simply, I'll turn this computer on and I'll show you later. Basically, I have a quad-core Phenom unit down there that I haven't found a purpose for yet, but it's there. And it has dual screen capability if I flip this switch here. And then, yep, there it is, see. And if I change the input on this monitor to the VGA, hold on while I do that, and then open this drawer. This computer's a bag of tricks. Wireless Logitech keyboard, wireless HP mouse. Turn them both on real quick. Forget where the button is every time. Voila, we have dual monitor power for that computer, and I still get one monitor for my main computer remaining in case I need to do a Google search or something, which is super nice. Sometimes having dual computers is, super convenient. If one's doing some major task, the other can be doing something else. I might end up using that as just like a slave to download files, but who knows. Running that computer and this one at the same time made my Surge Protector very unhappy, and I probably was really close to blowing a breaker. So, wouldn't want to do that. Yeah. Anyway, it's literally just another Ubuntu GNOME computer that I have laying around. I really like Ubuntu GNOME. If you're going to go for a Linux distro, try this one. It's really good. Ubuntu 16 isn't that bad now that I think of it. It really isn't. They really improved on stuff. Anyway, I'm going to put this keyboard and mouse back because I don't want it anymore. I don't need it. Put it back in the drawer. This drawer is specifically designed with this keyboard and mouse in mind. Anyway, in terms of what's in the drawer, this is a mouse that my friend bought because he thought it had extra buttons, but they just ended up being a phony. And it advertises 800 DP or 1800 DPI. It was only 800, so when you pay $1.29 on Amazon for a mouse, what do you expect? These are some. That's an actually working PCI video card that I'll keep for specialty purposes. This is a gigabit Ethernet card, and this is a dead sound card that I'm just holding on to for keepsake. I have a lot of pairs of scissors, a lot of pens, and then this drawer over here is just kind of a whole bag of tricks. There's various stuff in here, including a candy cane that I'm too lazy to put back in the Christmas crap. Gum, there's a calculator in there, some CDs, and some zip ties for cable management, which I'll show you later, and a wireless nunchuck that I need to figure out what's wrong with it. This drawer is a complete mess. It's literally, I throw crap in there, bigger crap, because I don't care about that drawer very much. This drawer has not changed too much. All my game stuff. There's two wireless GameCube controllers. All my games. Yeah, I have some reasonable games in here. You can't see those, but that's Donkey Kong Country, Diddy's Conquest, Star Fox, and Super Mario Kart. And then the other games you can read. So you can pause the video if you really want to see those. Anyway, I have a couple of buckets of Wii remotes, since I have 8 of them, because I'm crazy. And, well, one of them's there, but, my ever-so-loved classic controller, which its analog stick does not stay straight anymore. You have to hold on to it a little bit more. It's like an old car with a steering wheel that doesn't stay straight by itself. And then a bunch of controllers in there. And, yeah, that hasn't changed too much. It's stayed relatively the same. Alright, let's move off of the desk and onto whatever is down here in the game section. So, down here I have a Nintendo Entertainment System, nothing special, giant toaster, pretty great. They all work, by the way, everything here works. This is my Super Nintendo. It's in really freaking good shape. And I have Super Mario World kept in there since I ran out of room in the drawer. That's my favorite game on there. Here's my Nintendo Wii. My dad picked these up at a garage sale, and I don't know if they work or not, but they make a great display item. And I was at opening day of The Force Awakens. I'm a big Star Wars fan, if you did not know that. You can always talk Star Wars with me. I'm going to turn this computer off now so I don't make the surge protector bad. Alright, this is my Nintendo 64. It's seen better days, but that's alright. It works just fine, and this is the most expensive retro game I bought. This cost me $60, but I think it's well worth it because these are kind of rare. Just so you know, yeah, I know I could get better deals on the internet, but I prefer to spend a little more money and support a local business that we have around here. So that's my preferred way of doing it, I guess you could say. I really like, the fact that I can take in a game and he'll clean it for me, or like if a game like a couple months after I buy it stops working, he'll replace it. That's awesome. You don't get that with eBay or anything like that. This is my Ethernet switch. It got all my desktops in here, which there's 1, 2, 3, and then there's a 4th one in there. All of them connect to this. And I'll show you my main connection to the internet in a minute. It's an interesting one. This is my Wii U gamepad with its charging dock. The Wii U gamepad is not permanent in this room. My brother and I swap this back and forth between our bedrooms. I have it most of the time, but because he doesn't play it that much, but when he wants it, he can usually just take it. It's fine. Atari Flashback 2. I got a couple controllers in one of the drawers over there, and I play this every once in a while when I'm bored. Truth be told, my Wii U was down here, but I had to move it up here so I could get Wi-Fi signal, so, anyway, here's my hand-built Lego Nintendo logo with Mario. He can come right out. And it just makes a cool addition to the shelf. I really have always liked that. This is my original copy of Mario Kart Wii. The disc stopped working, so I had to replace it. I just always keep it there because I loved it, and it's my prized possession. This is my switch between all these. I currently do not have a video cable for a Nintendo 64. I have to buy another one, but I'll get to that at some point. It doesn't bug me too much right now. I don't play it all that often. But yeah, just a generic Radio Shack. That brand doesn't exist anymore. Radio Shack switch. Anyway, now we can move on to this cupboard. In this cupboard we have just lots of Star Wars books and my excess Wii games and a couple movies and whatnot. And the manuals, ooh, they're covered in dust, holy crap. The manuals to my TI Inspire, which I actually got in a trade with my science teacher. I had a brand new TI-84 Plus Silver Edition C, and he was like going completely nuts over it, and I wanted the calculator that had the solve ability in it, the algebra solver, so I traded with him. Anyway, keyboard and mouse too. Not that computer. This computer. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Yeah, this computer is pretty good. Well, not pretty good. It's a dual-core Pentium, but it's got a 5450 in it, so it can run like Minecraft, and it can stream movies, which is primarily what I use it for, to stream from that, which I'll get to in a minute. But it's not a Dell Dimension 3000. It's in the Dell Dimension 3000 case because it was smaller than the giant server case it was in before, so sue me. My neighbor provided me with a spindle of brand new DVDs that he'll never use. They're blank, and that's awesome. And I have random CDs in there. But yeah, this is literally just the most generic Dell keyboard that ever existed. It works. That's all it's got going for it. And this mouse is, you know, old, but it works. It's actually PS2, which is funny. This computer. Okay. My friend Raven was junking stuff, right? And he's like, oh, here, I have this Mac Mini for you. So I have this Mac Mini now, along with Seagate. This used to be 3 terabytes, but I downgraded it to 250, so I get to shove the 3 terabyte in my main computer. But basically, this is the sole purpose in life is to stream movies from it. I have not a bunch of movies yet. I have only Star Wars movies on this drive right now. I'll add more in the future. But anyone in the house can log into this computer remotely. It runs Arch Linux, I think. Yeah, it runs Arch Linux. It's a PowerPC G4 Mac Mini with 1 gig of RAM. I upgraded the RAM in it. It had 300 megahertz RAM. I upgraded to 400 megahertz RAM. So, you know, whatever you can do. Oh, my voice cracked. I apologize. DVD drive still works, and it has the brightest LED I've ever seen on anything. But, you know, it's perfect because it's, you know, it works well enough to stream the movie, and this computer can stream HD video just fine in 1080p HD, by the way. So I can watch a movie on my TV, which is amazing. Moving to the TV, it hasn't changed. I'm still using the behemoth of a Vizio that, you know, show you how old it is. It's like 3 inches thick. But this was a Costco special back in 2012, and I got it mispackaged. It's a 1080p TV that came in a 720p box. I got super lucky with it. And there's my Wii sensor bar. Nothing special there. But I am so glad to have it because it's just amazing. Like, its color is good. It's got a little weird thing over here where it kind of warps it doesn't warp the image, but it's kind of like it got burned in or something, but it doesn't affect me too much. I don't worry about it. It's weird when you, like, use it as a monitor, like I do for that computer. So, yeah, happens, but whatever. Moving right along, we're going to move to the back of my setup here. Let me open this curtain. Basically, I don't live in the basement because there's my backyard, right? Right. Wow, voice cracking. But the garage is through that door, and the upstairs is over there. So our basement is through that door, okay? It's literally, here's the door, and then down there is the basement. We don't go in there very much. Anyway, so cable management. You may notice, if you compare it to my last tour, it's way better. Most stuff is off of the floor, and it just, you know, I know it looks a little messy still, but I promise you this is way better than it was. Anyway, so the camera cut, I guess. Okay, so I have the Dazzle here, and have it hooked up through S-Video. If you're wondering why I do that, it's because the Elgato Game Capture, while it works with the Wii and GameCube, does not work with the Super Nintendo, N64, and the NES. It doesn't work with the signals properly. I don't know what the problem is. So I use the Dazzle to capture things through AV, which is fine. I have a camera, battery charger, and a Kindle Fire here, and my really old camera that I started making YouTube videos with. Yeah, back here you can see I have a USB hub on here. It's got buttons on it. I forgot to show it earlier. I can disable certain things. And yeah, I used a lot of cable ties. I went ahead and mounted some extension cords on the back of my desk. And yeah, it's pretty nice. Oh, this came off of the desk. That's supposed to be stuck up here, but it's not. It's supposed to be like that, but okay, there we go. Problem solved. Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to daisy chain cords like that, but this has nothing important plugged into it, the bottom one, so I'm not too concerned about it. Anyway, yeah, in terms of my ability to cable manage, this is actually pretty good. But it could be a lot better, I know. Anyway, there's Another extension cord down here that the Mac Mini, or not the Mac Mini, but the hard drive behind the Mac Mini and the Atari are plugged into. Well, I mounted this one for all my consoles. It's pretty good. And I'm going to erase the password to my Wi-Fi. You can't have that. Sorry. You don't get to see that. Anyway, I have this whiteboard here that currently, says username and password for Wi-Fi, because that's the information people want. The reality is, it's there. Oh, I just dropped the marker. That's where the TV used to be wall-mounted. So, and we didn't fill in the holes yet. Anyway, alright, connection to the internet. This is an interesting one. This is a Powerline Ethernet adapter, right? It's plugged into a generic extension cord that you cannot see because it's hidden by other wires. Oh, I just disabled my internet connection. Whoops. Okay, it's good now. Anyway, this goes into the switch down here. You'll notice that there's cables coming out from each side. Yeah, these two go to the computers by my TV, and these two go to, well, these computers here. But I have a Powerline Ethernet adapter because Wi-Fi range is so bad in this house that I had to use Ethernet, and I didn't want to go through the trouble of routing an Ethernet cable all the way from my parents' bedroom where the router is. They won't let me move the router. So Powerline Ethernet adapters were the solution, and they work pretty well. I had one bug with them today, but it was the first time something had happened, and I think I was just drawing too much power, and they were reaching interference or something like that. So, yeah. This in the corner here is a battery backup. It's hidden by a bunch of wires, but this thing has saved my life so many times, it's not even funny. We've had power surges before because the garage and my room are on the same breaker. So if you can imagine, that gets a little chaotic sometimes when my dad's doing stuff in the garage, like running power tools and something. So, my internet connection is not connected to this, but my computer, not my TV. My TV does not get battery backup, but my computer, the video game consoles, and the monitors are connected to this, so that in case something happens, I can save all my crap, which is good. Anyway, my cable management back here, I have a reasonable cable distribution system. It's not the worst. It's not the best either, but, whatever. I have, some of the cables have redoable zip ties, I guess is what I should call them, in case I need to move an Ethernet cable like I did here. Oh, I unplugged this. I'm stupid. Okay. That needs to be left in a specific position. Anyway, these zip ties aren't tightened because sometimes cables need to come and go. This is the easiest way to do it. So, you just leave it a little bit loose and it still holds the cables just fine. And, yeah. Now we get into the not-so-gaming stuff part of the room. So, if all you wanted to see was the gaming setup, then you can probably leave now. Anyway, nothing, it looks bad. Nothing bad's going on. Literally, we're just losing drywall. It happens when a house is 25 years old. I have to lock that door. Anyway, I have two clocks, one in Pacific time, one in Nova Scotia time. The reason is I have a friend who lives in Nova Scotia, and I want to know what time it is at a glance. However, these clocks have gone way out of sync, so I think this one is the wrong one. I'm not sure. Anyway, this isn't actually a Mariners clock. I cut this Mariners logo out of a poster and put it in there, and it just happens to fit perfectly. Moving right along. Cup coaster. Yeah, I went there. It's that bad. Anyway, moving to the not-so-gaming stuff. So over here I have drawers just filled with computer stuff. It says stuff on the front. This side's organized, this one's not. I'm too lazy to do it all, so, Over here I have a random Pentium 4 computer just sitting here. 3 keyboards stacked on top of each other. This is the keyboard I was using for a while, and it sucks. There's a couple dead hard drives, well, not dead, but hard drives not in use back there. They're hard to see because this camera has terrible low lighting, but whatever. Windows 8, some folders, some yearbooks, and a Titanic puzzle that I've never put together. This drawer has, well, various stuff in it. But most of this is it's just like toys or something. Like this has Legos and Kinects in it and a Jedi Starfighter. This one has various stuff, and that one over there has cables in it. An old school laptop bag. And then over shoved in the corner is my backpack, my old backpack rather. My good backpack is here. That backpack lasted me through almost 11 years, by the way. It's an excellent backpack. It was a Land's End backpack. It was worth the $100 we dropped on it. Anyway, I have a couple of Lego sets. I got this one for Christmas a couple years ago. I think it's the last Lego set I ever got as a present, and it's awesome. And I leave it together for the reason that it just looks cool. This is Anakin's Jedi Starfighter, by the way. It's my Slave 1. X-Wing, it's missing its guns because I dropped it, but that happens. And then the Millennium Falcon, okay. I'd been playing with my brother, right, when I got this. I got this in like 2011. I dropped it, and it went to 1,000,000 pieces. Or however many pieces there are in it, which is like 1250 or something like that. And I put them all in a box and was with the intent of reassembling it, but I never did. And my mother took the box and dumped it with the rest of my Legos, not realizing what it was for. And so I spent 2 weeks digging through my 30K plus Legos to get the pieces for this, and it was well worth the time because it looks awesome on the shelf. Anyway, I'm a huge Mariners fan, if you didn't know that. They're my favorite baseball team. Go M's. They're doing good this year. Hopefully they can keep up, though. So I just have various bobbleheads and stuff over here. Some Mariners related, some not. And then up on the shelf up here we have product boxes. So there's a box for a Flashback 2, a 2DS, my phone, that PCI graphics card I talked about, my laptop's SSD. Here's my original Easy Cap. Yeah, it's still there. My headset, well, this is the box of the G430. Okay, interesting story about this. My friend got a G930, I got the G430s. If you don't know, the difference is one of them has fabric cups and a wire, and the other has leather cups and it's wireless. My friend was having issues with the wireless one because he was using a laptop and blah, 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 interference. So I swapped headsets with him, and I ended up with a G930s and put these cuffs on them because I like them better. Anyway, Minecraft Me, I printed out. Gaming keyboard box. These were the banned Sarge cars, the ones that had lead paint. They were recalled. Yeah. A couple of Mario Kart 8 McDonald's toys. The box to my gaming mouse, which I actually forgot to highlight. I just realized that. And then I have a bunch of Lego figures just kind of protecting me at night. Or at least that's what I like to think. But yeah, I have a bunch of Lego figures there. The BB-8 3D glasses from Star Wars Opening Day. I was in the Music Man in 7th grade. And so that's the hat I wore. It's made out of foam. It's really cheap. Football that my dad bought because it reminded him of the Seahawks. This is really cool. You may not seem it, but my brother made this back in like elementary school because he knew I liked Star Wars, and he was told he had to make a stuffed something, and so he made me a Jabba the Hutt, and that's awesome, and I keep it up there because I love it. The Ken Burns baseball that I haven't unboxed. Blue Snowball, Elgato 750, and my brother's graphics card, an R7 240. My mother made this for me when I was 10. It's a Seahawks pegboard, and if you're a Seahawks fan, I know you're jealous of it because it's amazing. I know you're jealous. Seager jersey. He's my favorite player. I got this jersey before you could order Kyle Seager jerseys. You couldn't walk into a Mariners team store and buy a Kyle Seager jersey. I had to get this custom made to say Seager on it. And he was my favorite player since they called him up from the minors, and I knew he was gonna be awesome, and he is. So there you go. My bed, my computer, my laptop. It's seen better days. I had to get a new charger for it. Yeah, I put orange duct tape on here to change it because I tried to engrave it, but it failed. So, duct tape was to hide the failure. This recently had an issue, and I had to reinstall Windows, and that screwed up my Linux install, but I take it to school every day, and I love it. And the only way to turn it off is to hold the button. It doesn't turn off on its own, but that's what happens when you spill 3 cans of Sprite on it in its lifetime. So, it happens. Yeah, anyway, I have an alarm clock, a water bottle, some other stuff in here. I recently dusted. This is funny. This is a Titanic piggy bank, and basically you put a coin in the front, right? And then you ram it into the iceberg and the coin falls in. I got that at a garage sale for 25 cents 10 years ago, and it's awesome. I love it. And there's my teddy bear. I don't sleep with my teddy bear anymore. I'm past that. I'm 17 now, so. But this was my mom's teddy bear when she was a kid, so it holds a special place in my heart. And I love it. Don't judge. And, yeah. Guys, that's most of it, guys. I mean, other than the mouse I've got to cover, which is a $10 TechNet gaming mouse with variable, DPI and, 2 extra buttons. I mean, this is it. This is it. And you know what? I love it. I love this room. You know, man, I just got it cleaned today, and I'm so happy to have that mess finally over with. And, you know, people seem to think that I have this extravagant setup, which I'll admit I do. But it's not like everything in here costs a whole crap ton of money. I mean, the most expensive thing I've purchased is, you know, that keyboard and, like, the copy of Smash Brothers for 64, for N64, and that radio was $100 and I bought it back in 2010. But realistically, you know, you can get by with some pretty cool stuff with used stuff or you know, or hand-me-downs. You know, you just gotta get over the fact that it's not perfect, you know, or not brand new, or not what some major YouTuber uses. And you know what? I think there's some charm to that. Just kind of taking advantage of things that would normally be abandoned and making them into something that I use every day. And you know, that PC is almost 8 years old, or more, it's more than 8 years old. Like, it's my daily driver. I mean, come on. You just got to be smart with what you're doing, man. But this room has been my hobby and my life for a long time, and I couldn't ask for more out of it. There are obviously things I'd love to upgrade, but you know what? I'm happy with where I'm at, guys. And I hope you guys appreciate what I've done in here. And I'd like to see your guys' setups. As crazy as that sounds. I'm interested now. Who's got the best setup, you know? And here's the thing. It doesn't have to be the most expensive one. You know, I see these setup contests on YouTube, and the winner has always spent, like, some extraordinary amount of money making his setup look amazing. But, you know, I'm curious, what kind of stuff have you done with your setups? I know we're all broke teenagers, I get it. You know, what have you done to make the most out of what you have? I'm really interested to see this now. So, you know, make a video about it, guys. You know, even if it's shot with a cell phone, I don't care. This whole thing was shot with a cell phone. Go for it. I'm curious now. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. And if you want to see video on something specific, let me know, and I'll gladly do that. If you have other topics you think I should make a video about, let me know. I really accept feedback. And guys, thank you for subscribing lately. I've actually received 6 subscribers in the last month, which is awesome. That never happens for me. And I have 184 now, and, you know, I love it. You know, it's good to know that people are still finding me and, you know, taking the time to say, hey, this guy makes good videos. I'm going to subscribe to him. I promise there's more coming. It's, you know, summertime now, or it's about to be summertime. I have 5 days left of school at the time I'm filming this, so things will get better, and I'll make more videos. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tour. Show me a video, you know, make a video of showing off your stuff. I'd love to see it. And as always, have a good day, guys. This is Nerd100, out.